Figure it out.
Hello, this is Adam Koralik from Figured Out Productions. The following video is a video of some kind, and I hope you enjoy it.
Hey guys, it's Adam here, and believe it or not, I am in New Mexico at the moment. Technically, we're in Albuquerque. This is my buddy Sunshine. We came down here for some other video purposes, but for this video, which you should like and subscribe totally, we're going to go video game hunting. Turns out, oddly enough, Albuquerque and to a lesser extent Santa Fe have a bunch of video game stores. So I don't know what we're going to find, if we're going to find anything, but if you're ever actually out here, maybe this will help you.
So first up is not New Game Plus. This didn't even come up on our radar. This looks like one of those internet cafe type of deals. No, we're going to this. This is Gamers Anonymous, which seems very strategically placed here. So yeah, first impressions, we'll go on in. You see a little Mario thing. Obviously we've got Solid Snake. I don't see enough Sega love. That bothers me. Too much Nintendo. I love Nintendo, but they're an authorized limited run reseller. All right, so immediately we were introduced to the world of Nintendo. I like the glass cases. Yeah, those are nice. Okay, we got my Genesis section. I got my Power Rangers fix, so I'm happy there. All right, we'll have to obviously explore around. Do you need a Coke? Those are rare. Ooh, a Wii U kiosk. Dude, I kind of wish I had bought one of those when they were like clearing them out of different stores.
Yeah, out of GameStop.
Yeah, those are cool. Yeah. Yeah, it's just kind of a quick survey look, and we'll go explore a little bit. Okay, so we have like a bunch of T-shirts. I gotta admit, that's a really cool one. I could never hope to fit in it in my entire life, but Mario 64 shirt there. Then one specifically about the store. So I don't think these are original shirts, but they are very nice designs. Okay, that one's cute. Not very well done, but cute. I have to admit, this threw me off. There was a World Series of Little League game on the 360. $30. I have no idea if that's good or bad because I've never seen this title before. Wow. Okay, this is cool. So this actually was news a few years ago. A guy came into this store and sold 203 sealed copies of Night Trap, and they decided to keep one on display. Keep in mind, we're not too far from Alamogordo, which was the infamous dumping site for a lot of Atari stuff like ET and all that. So it's just kind of fitting that it would be here. We got a console display here. Nothing crazy. It's nice to see a Genesis 3. I don't know, that's an iteration of the Xbox One, but it's like green. Maybe it's like a Halo edition, I'm not really sure. But yeah, nothing crazy rare there. We got some cool little items over here. You can see in the back some of their test consoles, presumably they use for stuff. Some of the Nintendo carts that are worth keeping behind glass, your N64s and things like that. Super Nintendo, NES, some of the expensive ones, obviously. Seal games, that kind of thing. Well, I like that Crash Bandicoot figure. We also got some various oddball versions of like Target exclusive GBA Advance, Game & Watch, 3DS variants, other sealed games from Game Boy and DS and things like that. So I'm gonna give them a point for this. I like they kind of go for this very Japanese approach of like having the carts, in a little baggie separated on like hangers. I like that as opposed to just the wall of carts, or I don't like when stuff's behind glass, but I get when the expensive stuff has to be. But this makes it easier to find the things you're looking for. I appreciate that. This gets a bonus point. This is an actual Nintendo 64 kiosk. Oddly enough, not using a legitimate original N64. We have an EverDrive, and then we have some sort of alternate expansion pack. But all the same, very, very cool to see. And plus, it's observed by Shaquille O'Neal and protected by Danny DeVito. So here we have some of the rarer, more expensive PlayStation content. So not just PS1 and PS2, but also Vita, PSP, so we got some odder imports. I think that's why that's there, because it's not a particularly rare or valuable game, but it's definitely PEGI, so it's European, and that seems like to be kind of the theme here. Mix stuff up, put the odd stuff together. So we've got the bargain bin. I like this because everything is either $5 or you can get 5 games for 10. And the thing I like about it is there's a ton of Game Gear. Granted, it's all like junk bin stuff, which makes sense. But the fact that there's an entire bin of Game Gear, I'll take that. That's really cool. We got an NES test station, which they obviously use for that purpose, but very cool to see that there. On this side of the store, you have this, I would almost come up like a GameStop-like presentation, because you have some of what looks like actually some of their kiosks, but just the wall of games there is not bad, not bad. Then you get into the glass case stuff over here. One thing I'm digging about this store is kind of the decor. Like, they have it all set up with just toys and video game merch from different eras and events. You feel like this is run by gamers. And obviously they have an Alamogordo ET reference there. That's cool. So here they have a nice section of kind of like loose disc games. One thing I like about this store for sure is that loose discs, they actually put them in cases and label them and be like, here, go replace them with the rest of your collection. So we're leaving there. I would say we both got stuff, so you got to say that's a success right there. And it's the vibe of that place, maybe you'll agree, it came off like GameStop if they cared about video games.
Yeah, it looked like they took over an old GameStop because it still had all the old kiosks, had the sold displays from a GameStop.
That matches with what I was saying before. That makes a lot of sense. So, yeah, recommended. We are now at store number 2. This is Noble Gaming. There's apparently a couple of these, so we're kind of expecting a mixed media store. Sunshine got so excited he already ran inside, so let's go see what he's seeing. All right, so upon entry, most of our retro stuff is kind of confided to this one section. Infamously, the Atari 2600 adult content games. I actually have most of those except for Custer's. Long story from years ago, but I managed to get a whole bunch of new old stock of those. Nice to see Donkey Kong Jr. 7800. I don't usually see the 7800 version.
Yeah, she's doing like 5 7800 games.
Yeah, exactly. Decent selection of Sega CD, all things considered, and yeah, just a nice little array of stuff. But yeah, we got, that's an interesting one. We have the GameCube Disney Sports Basketball, which is a very rare release, but this is oddly, I think it's the Hollywood Video version, which is just differentiated by a used case. Oh, dude, check it out. NCAA College Basketball 2K3. That's one of the rarest GameCube games. Look.
Yeah, Lowe's.
Yeah.
Lowe's print run. Yep.
Yeah, I have that, actually. That one, it might be, no, I don't think it's sealed. If it is, that game is crazy rare because it was recalled. Yeah, and then they have some of the more expensive ones back there, but nothing's going to top that. So if you're ever out there looking for GameCube stuff and you see this spine, get excited for a split second until you realize it's football. That's worthless. It's basketball. That's the one you want. The basketball one, super rare. Football one, totally worthless. And I'm not just saying that because I hate hand egg. This game, see, look, it ain't worth much. Over here we have a decent selection of PS1, Xbox One. Funny, it never said those two together before. Original Xbox, Wii, you know, Xbox 360, etc. PS2, PS4 over there. Yeah, GameCube, Switch, just kind of, you know, a selection of stuff.
Not a whole lot going on at Noble Gaming. Yeah. It's all right. It's a mixed media store. He bought something, to be fair.
It was a pretty good deal, so.
Yeah. So we'll show you all the pickups at the end in case that, no, that definitely wasn't clear. We never mentioned it, but yeah, stay tuned. So on to our next one.
All right, we are now approaching store number 3, which doesn't have its name out, but this place is called Nostalgia Bomb. We can't tell if it's going out of business or brand new. Either way, we're gonna go inside. I do see Sonic, so that's a good first clue, right? Yeah. So this got my attention. Weird third-party Sega Saturn controller by High Frequency. But it's funny because I can't imagine it would support Rumble, but cool to see. Continuing that trend, we have some third-party Dreamcast by Performance and one by Quantum? I think I've done videos on these like years ago. So on this side of the wall, we've got a bunch of original Xbox games and 360 games. And, you know, basically a lot of 6th, 7th gen, oh, sorry, 7th and 8th gen stuff. Actually, to be fair, we got some 5th gen stuff in PS1, 6th and PS2 and Xbox. Oh, ooh, the Peppa Pig game, obviously a big deal there. Here's where we get into some of our older things. Got a little bit of Genesis, 50% off all Atari 2600 stuff. All right, all right. A lot of sports GameCube stuff. A couple of N64 things that, actually, I might get this. I have to double check to see if I have this or not, but if I don't, oh, it's been chewed on. That's kind of, okay, never mind. But yeah, got a lot of stuff there. And boxed Genesis, mostly Commons, Master System, stuff like that. General look at the store. Got some cooler stuff in here. Sealed copy of Shovel Knight for Wii U, some soundtracks. Actually, I've never... Sugunai? Oh, okay.
I like the custom art.
Oh, yeah. That is cool. Double Dragon on Master System. We got PTO, which is a thing our friend Atlanta Dave's always complaining about needing so he can go travel. I just told him just buy the Super Nintendo game and you can do as much traveling as you want. King of Fighters there. Got some cool... I always love the box art for Cyborg Hunter. Just this big robot just like... Ugh. Yeah. That's kind of a cool 5200 release. Right there. Can't read it upside down, but... Gyrus, there you go.
Activision?
Yeah, I think it's an Activision card. I'm not totally sure. Couple. Oh, see, there's PTO too. Dave, if you're out there, man, like I'm telling you, just buy some Super Nintendo games and you can stop working all the time. Some of the odder stuff back there. I always forget the Harry Potter Chamber of Secrets for the OG Xbox is kind of hard to get. It was made much later. Asterisk on the Genesis, which usually you don't get that franchise here. Yeah. Ooh, Barbie on the NES, big one. So we're now leaving Nostalgia Bomb. He got something.
Yeah.
It was something.
It was cheap.
Yeah, that store felt like it was either going out of business or was totally brand new.
I think it just started. Like,
yeah.
They masked off the sign of the previous store. Like,
yeah. But is that because they're going out of business? Yeah, we think it's a brand new store, so we're hoping, we're wishing them well. Inventory's a little thin at the moment, but again, he got something, so. All right, guys, it is day 2 of our game hunting adventure here in New Mexico. Although we're actually no longer in Albuquerque, we are now in Santa Fe. We're going to hit up a store, I think it's called like 8-Bit Games or something like that. It's also raining horribly. The weather has been really odd on this trip, but, you know, whatever, that's irrelevant. Anyway, let's hit up that store and see if we find any treasure. So when you first enter, you are greeted by Darth Jar Jar. There's a meme. And on this side, we have a bunch, like a wall of PS1, PS2. We got a lot of kiosks and arcade cabinets in here. A Super Hang-On, a Wii U kiosk, Xbox One kiosk. And then we have your discount bins, and we have a lot of glass cases. I like the presentation in here. Stack of 360s. And some of the more odd, well, not odd consoles, but like the nicer condition ones back there. Big collection of Genesis stuff. Sorry, it's gonna be loud. But we got our toys, we got glass case PS1 games and PS2 games. If you like Pokemon cards and stuff like that, there's a lot of that. Consoles, we got Skeleton variant, N64, obviously various N64 cartridges, PS1 games, clear case, SNES aftermarket, obviously. That's cool. Over here, loose cart, Genesis. We got some actually boxed Virtual Boy stuff, baseball and golf, but still cool to see. Game Boy, NES, etc. Ooh, Gunstar Heroes for GBA. That's a really good game. Over here, we've got Super Nintendo games and Super Famicom a little bit. More Super Nintendo. This side, NES, Dreamcast stuff, obviously. That's cool to see the Super Converter. Let's get an import disc. Back there we got a lot of I like the standees and displays we've got going on here. So like clearly some sort of store at one point had that, and the glass case display I think is nice down there. Also a nice mix of toys and things like that. Various piles of games. These are, you know, obviously sports games, but I like that they're kind of separated. Then you have, like, frankly, the better ones over there. More toys and things. Again, there's that Xbox One kiosk. I like this. There's a nice section all just set up for like papers, you know, like magazines and guides and secret code books, like that type of thing. I like the presentation in here because there's a lot of organization from, ooh, the Dreamcast special. That's awesome. From the official Dreamcast magazine. That's really cool. Over here, we have more stuff. Soundtracks. There's a bunch of them in here. Some of these I recognize, some I don't. Some are like demo discs. Some like GTA 4 soundtrack. Rick and Morty. Back there you have more cases for PS1, Xbox, NES. These look like maybe like Target or Walmart kiosks or something. I'm not totally sure, but they're cool. Lots of different games in there. GameCube loose discs, if you want to try and complete those, etc. Ooh, they have Code Veronica back there. I want it, but not that much. And then we got Funko Pops, and back here we have like Blu-rays and VHS. This is a short-lived thing when Space Jam was popular, and they were just releasing Looney Tunes episodes, just around that. Put that back there if I can get it. Come on. Okay, there you go. More action figures, ones that are loose. Various franchises, not including, you know, video game characters, obviously. And then look, a couple oddities back there. Game Boy Pocket. Some Transformers stuff. Up there you have some big box like collectors things. Not just video games, but also toys again. I really like these displays. I'm pretty sure these came from some store. But yeah, cool. And then back here we get into more action figures and various items. But yeah, that's just a quick look at the store, and it's got a lot of content for sure. That's kind of cool. I had no idea there were PC versions of Silent Hill 3 and 4. So back there we got some box 3DO, Saturn, long box PS1 as well, some Game Gear stuff. Kind of cool. You got Dragon Force. That definitely stands out. 2 copies of Resident Evil for Saturn. That's kind of, yeah, that's a lot. Yeah, that's nice. So we just came out of 8-bit video games. The store was pretty cool. We both we got stuff. We each got stuff. He got better stuff, but we got stuff. Actually, that was a fun one because the guy working there, he was very interested in seeing the Sega Pluto. And he really quite enjoyed that. So that's always fun for us when you go to a store. Like, this is the type of store where you can walk in and you can tell it's run by people who are very passionate and knowledgeable about the hobby. Whereas some of the other stores we showed you, it's like, it feels more like a GameStop. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Yeah, they're just there as minimum wage workers. But he was a full Saturn collector. So, like, that was... You could see the passion, and his eyes lit up as soon as he saw the Pluto.
That was great because he was just chit-chatting with us. He's like, so, what's the rarest thing you guys got? And I was like, oh, do you want to play that game? But I mean that politely. So then I came back out to the car and I brought that, and he's like, I don't know, man, I've seen some stuff. He's like, people bring me like, you're going to show me like a Sega CD or something? Because he's used to people coming and be like, oh, look, a PS1. And then he whips that out. He's like, bruh! That was a great moment. But yeah, no, good store. We do recommend. That one's out in Santa Fe. We're now heading back to Albuquerque, I think.
Yep.
Yeah, I think this is the only game store in Santa Fe. So if you're ever out here, do it.
So we are now at a store called Grandma's House in Los Lunas, New Mexico, maybe like a half-hour south of Albuquerque. Grandma ain't playing. Well, she is. She's playing Japanese stuff, apparently. Let's go inside. Keep in mind, this store is a little weird because it's only open on Saturdays and Sundays from like noon to 5. It's not open during the week. And it's 4:30 now, so this is going to be a bit of a rush. All right, so immediately bonus points. We got a Virtual Boy set up here. You'll notice that the prices are in, though they technically use yen. Obviously, they're not actually accepting yen because that would be like $2 for a Virtual Boy, but that's very cool. We got a Japanese PSX and obviously Virtual Boy games. Yeah, a lot of cool stuff in this one. Seems like a nice combination of, we've got not only video game consoles, lots of Japanese-centric stuff, but we've got, you know, we got some of your American stuff, like some Genesis things, N64, obviously Super Famicom mixed in. But then you also have things like, we got some toys and cards and, you know, big points for the Power Rangers toys. That's a lot of my era. But then you also have things like arcade cabinets and even clothing. So now let's see what other cool items we can find. Look at this just stack of consoles. And among all of them, we have the GOAT. Can you see the GOAT? Do you see it? Do you see it? Do you see it? You don't see it, do you?
Oh, yes. I see it now.
Oh, now go pick up the GOAT, will you? There it is. He knows. There it is. The At Games Genesis, the greatest system ever made. So we can see the little girly things there, and you'll see the posters back there. This is actually worth a story. So he and I, a couple of years ago, were in Japan. And that is a game for the PSP. It's like a big bundle set. And it's like one of the only games that takes place on Guam, which is a wonderful U.S. territory that I love. And I have 2 friends down there. And we decided to buy that, one for each of them. And we just mailed it to them. And then we forced them to unbox it in a video together. And they were both like, what is this? And we sent an apology letter to their wives. It was great. But yeah, wasn't expecting to see that here. That's very cool. Over here we got the glass case with a nice mixture of the rare American stuff. Also we got Virtual Boy stuff here. It looks like some of that new old stock stuff that's been popping up over there. And then we have various games. Now we have a nice mixture of Japanese stuff as well as North American stuff. I really like the combo display here. It's very unique. It is very unique. Most stores would kind of really separate it, but I actually like how it's blended. So here we have some of the more expensive games. Granted, these are Japanese. Yeah, Repro of Kuon. They admit it. That's what you're supposed to do. Silent Hill, Shattered Memories, Repro. You also have import. Well, this time they actually label it, but you have like, these seem to be more of the common, you know, Japanese imports. Again, he and I have been to Japan multiple times. We can tell you some of this stuff. What do we have here? Oh, 8-track. I saw this Sharp thing and I was like, okay, so you have miscellaneous. Actually, you should check this out, dude. They got some PC stuff. Cameras, Laserdisc, well, not Laserdisc, CD players, mini screens. Yeah, obviously cassettes and things. But yeah, just cool to see that stuff over there. We got some board games. It's actually a really cool mixture of just stuff. We have a nice box of miscellaneous controllers. These mostly third-party ones, but I like them. I like, because I actually have a soft spot some of the weirder, like Dreamcast third-party controllers, as we showed you guys earlier. But yeah, it's nice to see that. I actually like looking for those in other countries because you get ones you've never seen before. Nice. Just look at this. Just a wall of 2600 and stuff. I like that. Dude, check it out. We got some.
Atari 800.
Yeah, Atari 800 cards. You got a couple of them actually. Coleco flashback and stuff mixed in. Yeah. Yeah, we got a couple of PC games and stuff down there. 360. Yeah, suddenly he gets all excitable.
Sorry. I thought it was an FM Towns game for a second.
Okay.
I think this would be the place.
It would be, to be fair. Yeah, nice big wall of games here. 360, Wii U, original Xbox, NES. Yeah, I like the store. I like the overall vibe. I think this is really a cool one, and it's just for him and I especially. It comes up with some nice references because just seeing that Guam Girls thing again is very, very funny to us. So we just came out of Grandma's house. That actually felt like going to someone's grandma's house in a good way. Like you saw the store; it had really cool inventory, dude.
Yeah,
like we'll show you the pickup soon. He did well. I would say like the coolest thing about that store is it's largely material that was gathered in Japan by a guy like us who goes to like hard offs and stuff, and so he just brings it all back here and it just sits here. And so he's actually a guy's in Japan right now, so I assume that was his mother, but I don't know if it's grandma or whatever. But she was super nice to us. We were talking to her for a long time, and then she's just like, yeah, here, buy this stuff. This is fine. She cut us a nice deal, or cut him a nice deal on stuff. So yeah, we highly recommend this store. This is a very weird one. Like it had this very unique vibe. Like what do you think?
Yeah, it was highly import heavy, but like obviously we enjoy that type of stuff. But yeah, at good prices, very good store in general. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, let's go show you some pickups now. Except for mine, you don't get to see that. That is the free play later. You're gonna see all his. But we'll start over here. What's going on over here?
Yep. So we got Japanese import. We have a starting off just like a cheap, I'm assuming a baseball game for the N64. I probably should just go to Japan and get it for like 50 cents.
Yeah, you really overpaid here. You could have got it for $1 instead of $2. You suck.
Yeah, I know. I'm losing so much money. Great strategy expert. I will not be able to play that. That's probably deeply in Japanese, but you know. And a book on PlayStation.
Yeah, these are weird. PS1 books series. I have a Tora one, which is about the attack on Pearl Harbor. I'm just saying. This is Tomb Raider 2, the book on PS1, which was a game on...
Not confusing at all with... Not to confuse with Tomb Raider 2 on the PS1.
Yeah, it's a book about it. Yeah,
exactly.
Whatever.
Yeah, so a power supply. Wow.
For what?
For a PS1.
Oh, the PSONE. Got it.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay, now... Should I go south? Are we going south?
Yeah, let's go south.
Okay, we're gonna. This all happened at once.
Exactly. I went ham on buying a bunch of consoles. I think I fix them up. You know, sometimes I sell them, but these are all color variants that I don't have of the DS.
Just to be clear, this is a 2DS.
Correct.
The DSIs. 3DS.
3DS XL, and then launch model 3DS. I think this was launch. I don't know if purple was on launch.
And like each one of them was like $10 except for this, which was 20.
Yeah, the 3DSs were like 20 except for
were
this
they?
one.
Okay,
yeah.
Either way, yeah, $10 for a 3DS. Granted, it needs maintenance. That's not a secret.
Yeah, it needs some work.
Maintenance. Yeah.
But it should be.
Yeah, but he's actually good at that kind of thing. Exactly. We'll go north here again.
Yep.
We got some Nintendo stuff.
Exactly. Yep. Got Baroque because I am broke now.
Yeah.
But we also got NES game in our rental case. I kind of want to try putting together like a. You've seen the protective cases. Kind of take one of those and rebuild the box a little bit, make it look nice on the shelf. We'll see how it works.
All right.
And then Valis 4 as well on the Super Nintendo.
Yeah, not a great condition copy, but it's legit and
it was reasonably priced.
Cheap. That was
exactly.
That was kind of because you're paying for the lack of the sticker. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, where a sticker once was.
Yeah. All right, going here.
Yeah, Lux Pain. The way it sounded like to me was a puzzle game, but in pain. So I figured it would be interesting.
For the PS1, we've got Sorcerer's Mate. Right?
Yeah, mate.
I'm
a wizard, almost guess
you're a wizard, aren't you? Harry, aren't you a wizard? And guy now. Sorry, that went for British a little bit there. Anyway, Sorcerer's Maze. What is Sorcerer's Maze?
It's a shoot 'em up where you're a wizard. So I hope you like pondering your orb. And
actually, that looks kind of baller.
Yeah, I'd never heard of this, and it looks pretty cheap. So it was like $7.
Cool.
Yeah, obviously the infamous Night Trap.
Right. So the funny thing about this is, if you guys saw this earlier in the video, one of the stores we went to was the one that ended up with like 200 sealed copies of this.
This isn't where that came from. This came from a totally different store.
Yep, yeah, and this is obviously just loose with a couple of discs. Actually, it was Blockbuster rental as well.
Right on.
So I'm definitely a Blockbuster theme today.
Yeah.
Yeah, Wavebird with no receiver. I actually have a bunch of Wavebird receivers. Don't ask.
I'm not. I will not ask.
Do not ask.
I don't intend to.
Legally,
no, we're done with that. We're not asking anymore.
Yeah, these are very. I'd never seen these in person before, but they are the small box PC release of Silent Hill 3 and Silent Hill 4: The Room.
Yeah, that actually might be the definitive edition of Silent Hill 3, because the PS2 version didn't age too well, and the re-releases were prototypes builds, so you might actually have something there.
Yeah,
and at one time, this was $10 at Best Buy.
It's still Konami, though, because they probably gift it in some capacity.
Yeah, we'll find out later, but...
Hey, I'll try playing it.
Yeah, and then I brought 2 things for him from Indiana, oddly enough. Go ahead. Yep. Explain yourself.
Art. I like art, right?
That is not why you got this.
No, it's the Harvest of the Sun. Yeah. I am the sun.
He is
I am
the
your
sun.
god. I'm raw.
Yeah, but it's funny. It's a promotional CDI disc.
Yeah, I see. You see these a lot, honestly.
Yeah,
like,
they're kind of
common.
Every store. Yeah, they're kind of common, oddly enough.
But it is a weird one to have on promotion.
It's also the fact that it says the sun in it. And speaking of that same logic, from the exact same store, one that's box art is way too good for the material. Can you actually open that up? Well, I want to show you guys this. This is a new old stock CDI game I found. And the innards of it is just beautiful. Like, it's clearly never been used or interacted with. Look at that.
Yeah, that is clean.
Yeah, it's super clean. The manual's nice. That was like the original inserts and everything.
It's your turn to interact.
Yeah, well, don't worry, we're not going to. But I like the decor, so it's the sun. So, yeah, thank you very much, Sunshine, for showing us your pickups and being very irresponsible, because I only bought like 2 things. Overall, I think we're both pleasantly surprised by the game hunting experience in New Mexico. If you're in the greater Albuquerque, Santa Fe, and I guess Los Lunas area, you actually have some options, so we would check it out. Anything else you wish to tell the folks?
Nope. Yeah, just come out to Albuquerque.
It's an underrated American city, honestly. Yeah, it's fun out here. So, as always, guys, thank you very much for watching. If you do me a favor, please like this video, comment down below, subscribe if you've never done that before, as well as check out all the social media stuff in the description: Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Discord, Patreon, Spreadshirt, etc. Also, my travel channel, which is very similar to this, but not just about video games. I appreciate that too. And if you go into Discord, you can hang out with this guy, Sunshine. He's in there all the time. Annoying
against my will.
Against his will, yeah, he doesn't really get a choice. He has to be there. But anyway, yes, thank you guys very much for watching, and we'll see you all later.